I don't know how to explain this to you people. Um, I was raised around World War I and II vets. So a lot of what I see going on just drives me crazy. And I get upset. Get really upset. Because everything that was undone to protect us, I see these guys doing, and they know what they're doing. Here, this article looks harmless and good. It says, Biden fence mending in Turkey commits to transition in Syria. Okay? Now, that sounds good. We're making friends with Turkey. Vice President Joe Biden assured Turkey Saturday that the U.S. plans to strengthen the Syrian rebels and ensure a political transition away from the Assad. Now, first off, here's girl Debbie, this lady, you gotta love her, all right? She is forever finding these articles and putting them in front of me, and I can deal with it. All right, let's open up this article at MSN. All right, what you got to understand is Assad. We busted up the Ottoman Empire, which I'll get into later. All right, I'm going to try to keep these videos so they work on cell phones. If I get them too long, they don't work on cell phone. Now here they go. Oh, Yankee go home, Yankee go home, Yankee go home. It's Istanbul. Vice President Joe Biden assured Turkey Saturday that the U.S. plans to strengthen Syrian rebels and ensure a political transition away from the Assad regime. Assad is not the bad guy. Okay? Yes, they're dictators over there because that's the only thing that works. A republic is so far removed from these people they will never comprehend it. All right? But he is a good guy. He is like the last one. The other one that he killed. Remember, they went in there, they bombed Libya, and assassinated Gaddafi. He was our friend. All right? Yes, he was a dictator, but he was not a bad dictator. All right? This is the only way you can have civilization over there. Just like they did in South Africa. Nelson Mandela went down there and he played the good guy and he was going to make peace and he was going to make everything better for them. All right. And then he had all these evil henchmen around him that were killing everybody else. Now South Africa is a mess. But let's just stay on what Joe Biden has committed treason. In World War I, we busted up the Ottoman Empire. It stood until 1922. Right? We started busting it up about 1919, something like that. And we put Assad is the last one. He's the last, what do you call it, country or state or whatever. Syria is the last place that's holding up the Caliphate. If they do this, we are done. The Caliphate will form. All right? You can tell right here after what they did to our sailors and all right? Istanbul, is the Ottoman Empire. It's the Caliphate. All right? Here the article goes on. You can get the article. You can go to MSN and look it up. Look up Biden, Turkey. You'll come to it. All right? It's on MSN. All right? Now, let me go here. All right? It's all about Turkey. The Ottoman Empire. All right? All you got to do is type in allaboutturkey.com. Ottoman Empire, and you'll get this. All right? Pressured out of their homes, etc., the Turkish nomadic tribes converted to Islam during the 8th and 9th centuries. By the 10th century, Turkish tribes such as become significant power in the Islamic world and had adopted a settled life that included Islamic orthodoxy, a central administration and taxation. However, many of their other Turkish groups remained nomadic, and pursuing the Ghazi tradition, sought to conquer land for Islam and to acquire war booty for themselves. This led them into conflict with the Seljuk Turks and to Pacific nomadic tribes. The Seljuks directed them from Eastern Domain, Byzantine Empire, Anatolia, blah, 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 blah. The Ottomans arose from one of the smaller emirates. Remember that? Emirates. You know, like United Arab Emirates. Right? Established in northwestern Anatolia in the dynasty which was named the Osman from 1259 to 1326. Who began to expand the kingdom into the Byzantine Empire, the Asia Minor, moving its capital to Bursa in 1326. The Ottoman Empire, okay, I get all bent out of shape because, all right, during World War II, let's just take some of what the guys from World War II told me. When they were over in Africa, Libya, Benghazi, all them places. Okay. And the Germans and the Americans would be fighting on the African soil. They would make truces, the Germans and the Americans would make truces between each other, fight these guys, and then go back to fighting each other because they were so evil and sadistic. Okay? Now, here's the critical dates. Okay, you had Byzantine conquest in 1453. All right, then the Turks and all the way up to through the Crusades. They never defeated the Ottoman Empire, 1366, 44, but to no avail. The Ottomans continued to conquer new territories. This is Caliphate. Turkish tribes and migrated into Central Asia, Europe. The Ottomans were initially a nomadic people, but who followed a primitive mystic religion. Contacted and various settled peoples led to the introduction of Islam, and under the influence of the Turks acquired the greatest fighting tradition, that of the Ghazi warrior. Okay, and you had all kinds of battles. You can pause this thing and read it. 1319 to 1389 and on. Okay, all the way up through 1480. And where are we looking for right here? I don't see the dates. I thought this article had all the dates. I'm not going to find all the dates without clicking. You can go to this article, but where is... It was 1922 during World War I where we finally busted it up, and that's why we were like in Africa in World War II and all that stuff. All right, I don't see all the dates here, but they continued all the way up to 1909 or 1919, something like that. And we busted it up between World War I and World War II because it was so evil. And to come after, for Biden to say he's going after to knock out the Assad regime, the Assad regime is the only thing stopping this caliphate. All right, this is deep. This is bad. All right. If you know, oh gosh, I don't even know how to explain this, because it's like I was around these people all my life and listened to these soldiers and talk about how bad it is. And there's so much I want to tell you, but I can't tell it to you all at once. All I can tell you is go to this article, do some reading, and then look at the Ottoman Empire and look at how evil it is. And this is what Joe Biden is talking about restoring when he says he's going to do this with Turkey, because Turkey is the Ottoman Empire, Istanbul. And I'm starting to feel senile here, and I don't want to be repeating myself. If I find something else, I'll cut it in. All right, just do your own homework. Don't trust me. All right, I'm talking to you about things people told me when there. Here's Wikipedia, which can be changed by whoever goes in there and edits it. All right, but it says Ottoman Empire. The Ottoman Empire was historically referred to as the Turkish Empire, or Turkey was a Sunni Islamic sultanate and later a caliphate founded by Oghuz Turks. All right, Ottoman Empire. Now here's the link for the one I was at. You might have to, you'll have to type it in. The Ottoman, all about Turkey. The Ottoman Empire, all about Turkey. Okay? And don't buy this religion. Islam is not a religion, it's a cult. You can't have anything. Look, they can marry 6-year-old kids and molest them according to their religion until they're 9, and then they can penetrate the girls. All right? That there should be enough to say no Islam anywhere in the world. It's in their teaching. It's part of the Mohammedans' following. All right? Anybody that can have anything to do with that doesn't deserve to live. All right? Here you go. According to this article, in Middle East during the Ottoman Empire called for military jihad against France, Russia, and Great Britain in November 1914. They were still calling for jihad in 1914. All right? That's when we busted them up. The Ottoman Empire was founded in 1290 by a Turkmen tribal leader. There's another article. All right? You got to do your own homework on this stuff. All right? I can tell you, but if you just run on a little bit I tell you, you won't really understand it. All right? But all I searched was Ottoman Empire. That's all I searched, and this came up. I got 9 million hits on the subject in 30.39 seconds. All right? It's bad, people. It's bad. Joe Biden needs to be removed because this is treason. This is bad. I'm just going to stop. All right? I'm just going to stop. Look, if you want to learn about these subjects, you can go to this page. Get us out of the United Nations. Okay? If you're on Facebook. You can really learn a lot from this place. This page here, Stop Islamization of the U.S. All right. But to say he's going to support Syrian rebels, that's bad. He should be supporting Assad. If you go on to any of your like Christians, the martyr groups and missionary groups, they'll tell you they can practice Christianity over there. This one here is a good group, Stop Islamization of America. Black Robe Regiment here is a good one. Black Robe Regiment of South Dakota, I believe. That's another good one where they know a bit on the subject and you can discuss it. Yeah, Black Robe Regiment of South Dakota. And then you got Stop the Treason. That's another good one. Alright. All these are good pages to find out about this caliphate, how they, etc. I don't know what else to tell you. That is bad. There goes Obama's insurance policy. So if they can't, they have to be able to remove Biden for that. That is just like absurd. To sit there and conspire with Turkey to take out Assad when we helped Assad get into that place where he is. All right? That's just, it's just absolutely, it's absurd. This page in Facebook is called Stop the Treason. That's another good one you can go to. And there's lots of good stuff. I just showed you enough. I'm going to stop because I'm just too bent out of shape after what I just saw.